Do you think women's voices are heard?
No, not nearly enough. I mean, I think there's no question that women's voices are underrepresented in government, in business, and everywhere else. But that's changing. And the more that women see role models in positions of leadership, see women willing to step up and fight on behalf of themselves and others, I do think it inspires more women. Role models matter.
Why are women disproportionately impacted when they don't understand politics or even engage in any of this?
So it's super interesting. So there is a civics crisis in the United States. 70% of Americans cannot name a single person who represents them in elected office.
Yep.
Okay, we don't understand how government works. There's a whole civics crisis. But the big difference with women is that weirdly, we want to feel qualified and well-informed in order to participate in the process. And so actually what we do at All In Together is we run education programs all over America to teach women about how government works, to give them the tools and the resources to speak up, because we actually feel like we need that in order to participate. And that civics gap has disproportionately kept women on the sidelines.
And I do think that connecting to women voters who have outvoted men in every election since 1980 is going to be essential. Black women are obviously essential. They're the most likely to be registered to vote and the most likely to show up at the polls than any other group of Americans. And these women are going to work very hard to connect their own life stories and their understanding of American women and Americans in general to people in a very deep and personal way. It's going to be a remarkable thing to watch.
The Gretchen Carlson Leadership Initiative, along with the All In Together campaign, is holding sessions to empower women to make a change in politics and speak out against discrimination. The latest stop was in St. Paul this afternoon, where attendees got to hear from Minnesota leaders and walk away with tools to impact government beyond voting, marching, and running for office.
What we know is that for women to feel confident participating in the political process, they want to understand. And they want to understand better how it works and how to have a voice and how to make a difference. And so that's what we're here to do.
We're now just 544 days away from the 2020 presidential election. And there are now 21 Democratic candidates in this primary race, which is insane. Look at all those faces, huh? Look at all of those faces. Who do you pick or choose? One upside, though, is there are also more women running than ever before. Yeah. You might want to save your applause because, unfortunately, they're facing some unique challenges.
You see this incredible surge of women across the country, and yet the political coverage of this historic record number of women running for president is wildly skewed. And there's been studies that are showing not only that the coverage has been lower in terms of the numbers of hours, the just pure face time and discussion of female candidates, but when they are covered in negative terms.
That's right. It turns out women aren't getting as much media coverage as their male counterparts.
Teach people that.
And speaking to the CEO with All In Together, she was talking about having multiple choices or voices brings about change. How do you move people beyond just marches? Because we see a lot of that in civic and political engagement, but how do you move people beyond just marching?
Yeah, so part of the leadership initiative and the lessons that we teach women all across the country is exactly how to do that. So they'll learn that this morning here at this seminar. They'll learn how to get more involved. They'll learn that their voice does matter. But the one thing we've learned that we can pass along to them is that one person's voice can really make a difference, but together, when we come together, we're a really formidable force. And so women just need to know that speaking up is the right thing to do.
The reality is that one of the deepest and most painful issues in American society today is the intractability of the barriers that are very real and exist still for women and for underrepresented minorities. And that is the work of our time, breaking through those, being honest about them, and then moving forward to address the very real inequities that continue to exist in our society. That is at the heart. That is at the heart of what the debate on the side of the Democratic Party will be in this election. It is the empathy election.